Howdy, Bob Brown again. It's another rainy day. Thought I'd make a few videos before I do my morning workout. Someone had asked a question, what do you do if you have a short arm and small hands? Well, that's a problem, or it can be a problem. So here's my recommendation. One, if the smaller your hand is, the stronger your fingers are going to need to be, because you're grabbing on to larger hands and they instantaneously will have pressure or an advantage over the fact that they just can't get a good hold of you, right? Because their hands are smaller. Now, what's interesting though, is chances are, if their overall hand is smaller, then the length from wrist to the bottom of the fingers is smaller. And so the fulcrum point for the wrist curl at the wrist, they might be able to do an amazing amount of wrist curl, have a super strong wrist. And I've always contended that once you go into the straps, the importance of hand strength transfers to the wrist. Outside the straps, back pressure, hand, fingers, that's very important. Inside the straps, it all transfers to the wrist. So work your wrist. Now, the other reality is if you have a smaller hand and you're a shorter guy, you probably have a shorter arm. So get really good at knuckles up and a high posting top roll. Because the longer arm guy, he's gonna have to drop his arm just to start the match, because you still have to start with this part of your hand level. So if he's taller, he's gonna have to drop his hand, If he's a knuckle up guy, you're gonna have a short thumb, so he's gonna be forced to drop his knuckles to grab onto your shorter arm with your smaller thumb. He's gonna have, even if he wants to be like this, he's gonna have to come down and be like this in order to get a fair start. Which means the one with the shorter arm is now gonna be able to get closer to this, okay? Wrist, hand pressure. Once you're in the straps, it's more about wrist. So if you have a shorter arm with a smaller hand, of course you gotta train everything, but I would definitely focus on your wrist and your knuckles up and your back pressure. Because as much as that shorter arm and shorter hand guy might want to get into the hook where he's, way more powerful from a leverage standpoint, he's more compact, he's going to have a hard time getting there, okay? So you might be forced to become a top roller, even when you don't want to be a top roller. But you've still got to train everything. But they're my wrist, knuckles up, back pressure. If you are a shorter armed guy, try for the hook in matches. If you can't get it, you're going to have to go to that. Have a great day.